What's up guys, Phoenix here, and today we have a little bit more newly spoiled card information and news from the OCG Japan lands, and this is basically just something they're just referring to on the organization as a collector's pack right now. It seems to be unnamed. It literally just says like June 2016 collector's pack, but rightfully so. The cards that we're going to be talking about today are very much for the collector because it is something that a few people who are collectors have really wanted since GX era, and that is specifically cards used by Alexis Rhodes in the GX series, specifically the Cyber Angel Ritual Monster set that she played in part of the series. And it's cards that we never got, and a lot of people who were collectors and like to collect like character cards and stuff like that were a little put off by this because we got like the horrible cards that she played. Like we got those, but these were just kind of never released, and it was kind of weird how that sort of happened, and we've been getting more and more GX cards like from that time period that were never released actually brought in and released and stuff like that, and it was kind of only inevitable that we'd eventually get to these cards or they would just never be printed. But Japan has spoiled that these are going to be printed, which is nice. But there are 4 cards. There are Cyber Angel Benton, Cyber Angel Idaten, Cyber Angel Dakini, and then the Ritual Spell Machine Angel Ritual. Now, they are all light fairy type monsters. Idaten and Benton are level 6s, and Dakini is at level 8. Now, I'm going to talk about all these cards individually because there's way too many different things to discuss about them, where if I don't take it individually, it's just going to kind of get jumbled together. So anyway, first card on the list, Cyber Angel Benton. Level 6, light fairy type ritual effect monster, 1800 attack, 1500 defense. This card can be ritual summoned with Machine Angel Ritual. It doesn't have the no special summon restriction on it like Necro's cards stuff have. So as soon as you ritual summon this card properly, you can special summon it through other means, whether it be through like cards like Soul Charge, Call of the Haunted, stuff like that. So that's definitely something that is possible, as well as the fact that this card has some decent effects. All of them actually have decent effects. If power creep wasn't as big of a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, like I could easily see these possibly being something that could be used in competitive play, just because their effects are solid. They're not great, but they are solid, and there's something to be molded around there. But anyway, its card effects are 1. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original defense. And then its second effect is if this card is tributed, you can add 1 light fairy type monster from your deck to your hand. So if you use this for ritual summons of the other ones, you get to add more copies of the other ones, or itself. It doesn't restrict you from adding anything but Benton, so you can definitely just add more copies of it if you want to. It's very easily something you can do. So that gives you a little bit of monster control in your hands in terms of like you contribute it and get searches. And then there are other things that go into play later with that. Next card, Cyber Angel Idaten, level 6, light fairy type ritual effect monster, 1600 attack, 2000 defense. All of these guys' stats, at least outside of Dakini, are relatively weak, unfortunately. But this card can also be ritual summoned with Machine Angel Ritual, and it also does not have the special summon restriction, so you can summon it through other ways once you ritual summon it first. Its effects, 2 of them. If this card is ritual summoned, you can add 1 ritual spell card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So this is kind of the opposite piece of what Benton does. Benton lets you add more light fairy monsters, which all of these conveniently are, as well as Manju and Senju are searchable through Benton as well. Completely forgot to mention that one when I was on that card. But this card gets to add more of your ritual spell, and it can add any ritual spell card, which is actually something that's pretty real if you wanted to combine this with any other ritual sort of theme. These might mesh well with Necros. Who actually knows? Don't actually know because I haven't done literally no theory into the subject. This is just a thought that came across my mind literally right now. But anyway, second effect, if this card is tributed, you can activate this effect. All ritual monsters you currently control gain 1000 attack and defense. So, makes your other ones beefy, kind of respectable in that right. It makes Dakini a 3700 beater. It makes, if you have this or Benton on the board, those become 26, 25 respectively. Like, that's actually a respectable attack boost. And it's just more sort of tribute mechanic economy, I guess. I'm not sure how I should like be wording that, basically, because it's not really something that's ever had to come up before. But anyway, last monster, Cyber Angel Dakini, level 8 light fairy type ritual effect monster, 2700 attack over 2400 defense. Now this card can also be ritual summoned with Machine Angel Ritual. Are you noticing a trend? Because I am. Ha ha ha. But does not have the special summon restriction on it either, so it can be special summoned through Call of the Haunted Soul Charge, fulfillment of the contract, that premature burial for ritual monsters. These are all possible. But this card has 3 effects. First one, if this card is ritual summoned, you can activate this effect. Make your opponent send 1 monster they control to the graveyard. Their choice. Sends it to the graveyard, doesn't destroy it, so that's actually very relevant. That gets around things like Dark Destroyer, stuff like that. It doesn't trigger their effects either. Second effect, if a ritual monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to the opponent. So, piercer. Okay. It's nothing new and groundbreaking, but at least it's something. Third effect, once per turn during your end phase, you can target 1 ritual monster or machine angel ritual in your graveyard, add it to your hand. That effect is good. That effect is really good. Just during the end phase, add 1 back. And it's not once per turn for all Dakini names. It's just once per turn. If you have 2 of them out, add 2 things back. Simple. Gives you some economy there, as well as Benton also giving you extra economy through searching Manjus and other copies of these. These cards seem to have a lot of meshability with any ritual strategy, specifically because every other card except for Dakini and this one effect just lets you search for fairy ritual monsters or whatever, lets you search for a ritual spell and add it from graveyard or deck. And then this lets you add ritual monsters back, not exclusive to the archetype. The only thing that is exclusive to the archetype is Machine Angel Ritual is the only ritual spell they can add back from your grave. So, like, this entire archetype seems to have a lot of meshability with other things, specifically probably Necros. People have been combining like Saphira and the BLS ritual cards with Necros for a little while and trying to make stuff work. But these actually probably just have the most amount of like synergy. That's the word I'm looking for. These probably have just the most amount of synergy with them because of the fact that it lets you search more cards. It does everything that the Necros cards did, just slightly different. So there's that. But now we get on to Machine Angel Ritual. I mean, it's just a generic ritual monster, or ritual spell, right? I guess. But anyway, Machine Angel Ritual, ritual spell card. This card is used to ritual summon any Cyber Angel ritual monster. So now, because of that text, you cannot pre-preparation of write these cards, because this is a multiple monster ritual summoning spell card. Unfortunate, but all these other cards are actually really good quality, so I mean, Preparation of Rites still works with them, but that card's at 1, so I mean, But anyway, 2 effects this card has. Tribute summon monsters from your hand or field whose levels total equal or exceed the level of 1 Cyber Angel ritual monster in your hand, and after that, ritual summon that Cyber Angel ritual monster from your hand. So it doesn't have to be exact levels, so that's relevant. That means you could actually just use like a Benton and a Nidaten to summon a Dakini. That's 12 stars, but since it doesn't have to be exact, you can actually just get away with this, and then you'll trigger your effects to get your boost, your search, all this stuff. Now, second effect, if a light monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. So this thing has a Gospel of Revival-like clause for all light monsters, where you can literally just banish it to prevent the destruction of a light monster. Just light monster, period. So, it doesn't have to be ritual monster, it doesn't have to be light ritual monster, it just has to be light. So, you can use this in conjunction with other cards, but you're mostly going to be using it to protect your actual rituals that you are summoning. But, yeah, all this support and stuff looks really good. It looks very well thought out. The fact that these have a lot of, like, meshability with other ritual mechanic-based archetypes, because of the fact that, like, they just add anything, in terms of ritual spell, light fairy monster, so it searches Manju. At least let me verify that. Yeah, just light fairy type monster. For some reason I was like thinking, what if it said light fairy ritual monster? Maybe I missed that word, but no, I did not. So it does add Manju Senju. So we have a searcher for our searcher. Like, we've had these before, but now we have a searcher for our searchers. Haha. But yeah, these cards just have a lot of meshability, and I could easily see myself trying these with Necros cards in the near future as soon as they get put on DEVpro. Could easily see that being the case, but I want to know what you guys think about these cards. These cards are actually just really good quality, considering what they could have been. They are actually very, very good quality, and I'm actually pretty surprised. And they're not, like, too good, I don't think, specifically because their stats and, like, their regular effects are kind of, like, holding them down. They're not, like, Necros tier effects, but, like, they're good all around, like, decent effects, and, like, they actually mesh well with almost every other ritual archetype in the game, which is really cool. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think about these cards in the comments down below. As usual, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jargon. If you want to look in the description and see links to my Facebook and Twitch links, you are more than free to use those and do whatever you want with them. Just don't be obscene. That's what they're there for. If you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block when you view my videos is more than sufficient to help me out. Helps out more than I can express, and I'd appreciate it more than you would ever know. But other than that, that's it for this video. For the third time, tell me what you guys think about these cards. I think they're really decent. I think they're really kind of cool. I mean, that's just, I could be wrong, but I think they're really kind of cool. That's basically all I have to say about them. And the fact that we've waited like 10 years for more Alexis cards, weird from the collector standpoint. But anyway, as always, guys, take care.